So I was recently approached by one of my colleagues, says to me, you know what, Marcelino, what is the difference between a soft skill and what is the difference between a hard skill? Legitimately did not know what was the difference. And so I said, you know what, why don't I make a video about this? So in today's video, I want to talk to you about the difference between a hard skill and a soft skill, and which one would you choose if you were to run a company, if you were to run a team, or if you were in charge of a company that you're running, which one would you choose? So today I'm going to talk to you about it. By the way, before I get right into it, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, the name of this channel is Through Failure and Success. In this channel, we share, wonderful success that we have had through our personal and professional life, but also some of the personal failures that we have experienced and how we've been able to adjust. But not only my experience, but also different experiences from different, public figures, different individuals that had to go through the failure in order to become somebody, right, that the world now recognizes, but it was through failure and success. So here in this channel, we like to focus on some of the struggles that these individuals had to go through. But again, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and consider subscribing to the channel, like the video, and share with anybody that you think is gonna get some value out of it. But with that being said, let me get right into it. A hard skill. Many times, I'm sure that you have experienced this. You work with the company, you maybe are under somebody, maybe you run a business, maybe you have a team, whatever that feel is in your personal life, in your professional life. I'm sure that you have encountered somebody that is really good at what they're doing. They have a special skill, okay, what they're doing. That is a hard skill, okay? But maybe their attitude is not the best, okay? That will be considered a soft skill. In a hard skill, you got a computer software, you can have a marketing, you can have video editing, and then also you can have a coding per se. So those are some of the examples that define a hard skill. And these are typically gained through work experience. If you went to school, or maybe you took a course where they taught you maybe how to do a mechanic, how to fix the engine of a car, okay? That is a hard skill. If you're really good at marketing, you're really good at coding and computer software, you sit in front of the computer, you're able to develop that software, Microsoft, the big guys, Apple's, Facebook, when they came up, they did all of that coding. That is a hard skill, okay? On the contrast, okay, a soft skill, it's nothing more than just the individual's character. Okay, and some of those could be adaptability, communication, being interpersonal, and your work ethic. So being interpersonal, okay, which is one of the examples, being interpersonal is nothing more than just being able to relate with other people. You understand the relationship that you both have. You are able to communicate with that person, okay, whether that is a friend, whether that is a business partner, or maybe just somebody that you work with. Okay, you have that ability to communicate with that individual very, very well. That is a soft skill. Communicating, okay? Oftentimes you, and I personally have experienced this myself, where we just have something to say and we just really can't relate the message to the individual. That will be communication. But not only that, but it's not what you say, it's how you say. You hear this all the time. And oftentimes, here, you're going to have a manager that's going to tell you what to do, right? They want to tell you, they have something to say to you, but oftentimes the message gets just overthrown. Why? Because it's not what you say, it's really how you say it. And in order for you to develop that skill on how to say things to your teammates, okay, that soft skill has to be developed. So communication is very important when you're developing a team. Okay, when you have people that you trust, and which is another thing that I want to touch, because when you have someone that they have really good soft skills, okay, they can interact with anybody that they talk to, okay, they can literally strike a conversation. They legitimately do it from the heart. They really sincerely do it from the heart. Okay, you have that individual, that person's going to gain a lot of trust. Okay, you have that soft skill, you're going to develop that trust. In the contrast, when you have a hard skill and you have a position, you have authority that you're telling individuals what they need to do, what they have to do, by when do they have to do it, but your message, okay, the words that you use and your tonality of it and how you're saying it may not sit well with the other individual. And therefore, you might not get the respect that you're looking for. So which one do you choose? Okay, would you choose a high skill or would you choose trust? Okay, so this is what the chart looks like. Okay, on this side, pretend that you have high skill. The lower you are, the less of a skill you're going to have. The higher you are, the more of a skill you're going to possess. Same thing over here. It's just a line. Okay, the lower you sit on the soft skill, you're really not going to have a soft skill. Your ability to communicate with great people, to have great conversations, is not going to be the best. Okay, the further you move up, okay, the better soft skills you're going to have. The better way you're going to be able to communicate with teammates. The better way you're going to be able to communicate with your children, family, whoever that is. Okay, so this is it. This is high skill, high trust. Okay, so if you were to split it in fours, okay, so think of it just like a cross. Okay, you divide them in fours. Okay, when you sit over here on this side, you have obviously lower skill, lower hard skill, lower soft skill. When you move up here, you have a higher skill, right? You are probably one of the best at coding. Within 15 minutes, you are able to develop a software within a week. Okay, that would have otherwise taken 2 months. Okay, your skill, it's very, very high, but the ability to communicate with people might not be the best. So that's why you're sitting over here. You have a high skill, but very, very little trust. People don't trust you. You're very good at what you're doing, but the ability that and it's just not communicating with people on what you need to tell them. It's the ability to really understand them. That's why I say interpersonal, because interpersonality, you understand the other people's point of view. You get in their shoes. You seek what they're trying to say. Okay? So again, the lower the skill you have, okay, the hard skill, the more of a soft skill you're going to have, you're going to be more of a trust person. People are going to trust you. Companies are going to trust you, but your skill is not going to be fully developed. When you get over here in this part, this is a quadrant, you can say. When you get into that quadrant, okay, the quadrant, you can say this is number 2 or number 4, whatever you want to put it in. You can say 1, 2, 3, 4 or 1, 2, 3, 4. But when you're out here, your skill, your higher, the trust that you're going to have is going to be much higher. The skill that you're going to possess in order for you to get the job done, or again, if you are in any industry, in the sales industry, okay, the better sales of a person you're going to be. But the better sales of a person you're going to be, the more you're going to be able to relate with that individual. Okay, you're going to have a higher closeout rate. Why? Because the ability to understand the other individual, it kicks in. Because again, when it comes to soft skill, you need to understand, and really in any conversation you're having with anybody, when you're having a conversation, the best way to have that conversation is listening with the intent to listen. Many times, and I have been guilty of this, many times we make the mistake of speaking, but we're speaking and then we're pausing, letting the other person speak. But as they're speaking, okay, catch yourself doing this next time. You're already thinking what you're going to say. You cannot wait till that person finishes what they're saying in order for you to say what you're going to say. That is how communications don't end up very well. Okay, that is where they derail a lot of the times. So you need to understand that you need to listen with the intent to listen, and just get really curious about the other person. Okay, that is why you're very good at being interpersonal with other people. Okay, but again, when you're here in the middle, think of it like you're in the middle. Okay, and this is like temperature. Okay, you're warm. Okay, you're not cold, you're not too hot. Okay, you're warm. It's pleasant. You're in here. Okay, you have good skills, good communication skills. Okay, you have good way to, if you're a computer software, if you're a salesperson, you're okay at what you do. Okay, this is where the coachability can come in. Obviously, we want to be here. Okay, the more people that we have here, obviously, the better of a team, the better of a company you're going to have. But not everybody starts off up at the top. And the goal is trying to find people that are sitting in between here. Why? Because those are the individuals that are willing to learn. Okay, they show up with great attitude. Maybe they're not the best at what they're doing at that specific moment. They're okay, but their skill, their skill to communicate, to interact with other people, it's okay. It's pleasant being around them. They might crack a joke here or two, and it's okay being around them. But again, the higher you sit out here, it's going to be the better of a skill you're going to be able to possess. And so again, like I was telling you at the beginning of the video, which one would you choose? Would you choose a high skill individual, or would you choose someone that you really, really trust? Okay. Well, the answer is going to be really up to you. But what I can tell you is that in today's world, okay, just the society that we live in today, okay, I'm in the sales business and I get to talk to people pretty much every single day. People that I've never met in the past before. And so the ability that I need to possess, okay, when I'm speaking with them, it has to be from a higher level of being able to be an interpersonal with them. I need to know more about them, who they are as an individual. Because if it's all about me, then that's when many times you hear people say, well, that's a pushy salesperson. I don't want to go do business with them because they're just trying to push the products. They just want you to buy from them and whatever that is. But the level of you communicating with them, it has to be at a higher level. Okay. But again, if you are not really good at selling something, you're not really good at perhaps maybe developing a software, you're likable, people trust you, people want to be around you, they go to you because they trust you and telling you something. This is what our society is craving for today. This is what we're craving for today. We're craving for individuals that are open-minded, that want to do better for themselves. They may not possess the skill at that specific moment, but they want to do better for themselves. They trust, they believe in themselves. They can do that, okay? They're okay with going through the struggles. Those are the kind of individuals, for me personally, I'm always looking to have around me. I love being around them because it makes me just, like, me, please tell me more, and I'm all ears. So again, it's just up to you. Which one do you prefer more? Are you someone that just wants to produce, and you don't care about the reputation of the company, you don't care about the brand, you don't care about the brand that you represent, the logo of the company that you represent, which is the brand, you just want to close? Or are you more about the other people? Are you more of a trustable person? But then again, it's a very fine line. It's a very fine line, because if you're too over here, okay, it's like, yeah, I trust you, but you know what? We've given you time after time after time, opportunity after opportunity, and we just can't seem to get you going. So we're gonna have to let you go. We just gotta move on. Which is another thing too. If you have, okay, this is something that I learned and that I speak with, people within my circle every single day. If you have people out here that are very good at what they do, but they're horrible. They suck at communicating with people. They suck at relating with other people in the team, in the company. You're having problems in the company. You're gonna have problems with the team, with that office, with that store, the restaurant, whatever you may work at. The faster you let them go, the better off you're gonna be in the long run, because this is what you need to develop. High skill, high personality, okay? High soft skill, high skill. That's where your company is gonna thrive at the most. But if you have individuals that are here, or maybe here, horrible at how they communicate with people, they're all they do is just tell them what to do. All they do is get this, timeline for this, deadline for this, and there is no personal communication between those individuals. The faster that you can understand, the faster that you can grasp that around your head and understand that if I let them go now, I may struggle for a little bit because I might be losing someone that possesses a high skill. But in the long run, okay, I'm gonna be better off because I create a new culture. I create a new environment that I'm bringing into life, into my company, into my brand that I am looking to build. So that's the difference between a hard skill and a soft skill. And I just wanted to share those with you. And again, a hard skill is, you're very good at doing a task, something that you do, that you develop that skill. Soft skill, it can be taught. You can't teach a soft skill. This is something that the individual either has it or they don't have it. Again, if you're in between here, you're kind of in the lukewarm. You're warm. There's something about that person that I can't work with that person. Okay, I don't care, if it's just here, but I think I can develop their higher skill. And in developing in their high skill, maybe I'm able to bring them over here. So again, when you're starting up a company, when you are maybe seeking to leave your job and going into the entrepreneurial world, okay, which is something that I decided to do a couple years ago, there's going to be a lot of fear coming in. You're going to be focusing on, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? What if I fail? What if I do this? And what if I do that? A tip advice that if I can give you is, don't worry about the how, because the how is going to come in later. Just focusing on, where do I stand here? What type of value do I bring to the marketplace? Okay. Am I the kind of individual that has a lot of value to share? Okay. Because if I do, I don't care about the skill. I can learn how to sell. I can learn how to close a policy. I can learn how to close a real estate deal, whatever that is. Whatever industry you may be in, you're going to learn that. If you're open-minded, if you have great attitude, that's the kind of individuals that the marketplace is looking for today. So those are the difference between the two. I hope that you got some value out of it. But with that being said, if you did get some value out of this video, consider subscribing to the channel. I promise you that we're going to bring you valuable content every single week. And like the video, there's going to be somebody out there that may want to hear what's the difference between both of them, okay? Because again, they don't teach you this in school. You learn this in the real world. So again, if you find some value in it, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share it with anybody that you find. Thank you so much. We'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye, everybody.